Hello and welcome to tonight's stream. I'm Poetic Heretic, and tonight we are indeed going to do something a little bit different, doing a tarot reading for the 4 elements for the year of 2020. So I thought it would be interesting rather than doing one for each individual sign or just one for everyone. Let's do one for the 4 elements and see what we get. So we shall be beginning with that in just a moment. Just going to make sure the audio is good, and I'm going to share this real quick. And then we'll get right into this reading. And don't worry if you're new by some chance to astrology or tarot or whatever. I will say which sign belongs to which element. So don't worry about that. Doing a live tarot reading for all signs for 2020. Okay, so what I will also be doing is to give a bit more thorough reading is rather than just drawing, say, 1 card for each element, I'm going to draw 4 cards for each element. So 4 cards per 4 elements for a total of 16 cards, 4 cards again for each element, to give us a more well-rounded look at the energy, conditions, and expectations, and anything else the tarot delivers to us for each sign in the year of 2020. I also want to stress that the cards are not in any particular order for each element. In other words, it's not a timeline. I'm not going to do it that way, at least not this time. It's simply going to be 4 cards, and each card applies to the whole year more or less equally. Just so we're clear on that. All right. I'll be going in the order of the zodiac. So I'll be going in the order of fire, earth, air, water. And well, without further ado, let us begin. Oh, and I'm going to minimize the chat window while I shuffle the cards as well, just to make sure I can fully concentrate. So here we go. Also, hello there, Ryan. Welcome to the stream. All right, so we would like a 16 card total forecast, 4 cards for each element of the zodiac, fire, earth, air, water, in that order, for the year of 2020. So the first 4 cards will be fire, the next 4 cards will be earth, the next 4 cards will be air, and the next 4 cards will be water for the year of 2020. Let's see what we get. What will be the energy, the fate, the insight, the events for the 4 elements: fire, earth, air, and water, and the signs that they govern in the year of 2020. What can we expect for fire, earth, air, and water in the year of 2020? Okay, all right, here we go. Bringing the chat window and all that back up now. Okay, so for fire, we have the World reversed, the Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Seven of Cups reversed. For Earth, we have the Six of Wands reversed, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Queen of Wands reversed, and the Page of Cups reversed. For air, we have the Queen of Cups reversed, the Nine of Swords, the King of Swords reversed, and the Empress reversed. And these cards are taking up quite a bit of room on my desk here, but that's all right. I shall make room for them. For water, we have the Two of Cups reversed, Justice reversed, the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Cups. All right, so quick rundown of the signs governed by which element, in case anyone is new to this stuff here real quick before I get into the interpretation. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And I'll announce those again as we go through here. So starting off with fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Again, you got, I guess I'll just show the cards real quick. I'll do the little extended reading now, or whatever. The World reversed, the Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Seven of Cups reversed. Okay, so let me just kind of stare at these cards and get a feel for them overall right now. So we see here for the fire signs, I can tell you right now that a lot of change is likely coming with that World card and Wheel of Fortune showing up. But let me just see here. Well, with the World card reversed and the Wheel of Fortune showing up together in particular, there's very much this idea of time and life cycles and destiny and all of that being activated for you fire signs out there, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This, of course, could be activated in a number of ways, but the idea of, how should we say this, rendezvous with destiny or fate, if you are sort of willing to believe in that, I suppose. These sorts of ideas, it's likely to be quite possibly a rather fated year for many fire signs out there. But there's also this element with the Two of Swords of, I would say, having to, at the other end of that spectrum, make decisions, make choices, choices that will have to be made from a place of seeing things clearly. And fortunately, you are likely to see things clearly, as we see here with the Seven of Cups reversed, often an indicator of coming to one's senses. Let's see. Seven of Cups reversed, of course, can also be the idea of sort of passing the test of not having an overindulgence in pleasure. In other words, being able to overcome like debauchery or perhaps hedonistic behavior or whatever. It's like keeping your indulgence in pleasure at a healthy level, keeping it in check, I would say. Let me see if there's anything else that strikes me about these particular cards for the fire signs. I would just say with that World card reversed again, and especially with your element being fire, there can be quite the encouragement to get out into the world more, to push yourself to do the things that, are like a big deal. Because again, when the Wheel of Fortune as well shows up, we have this idea of destiny and things that are basically a big deal in one's life is, I think a very significant indicator with that card. And again, remember just also with both the Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups reverse pointing this out, make sure that you are trying to see things clearly, objectively, logically, because there appears to be some need or some importance to do that, essentially. So that is what we have for fire. For the earth signs out there, again, that's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We have, let's see, these cards are kind of a mess on my desk, but we'll make it work. We again have the Six of Wands reversed, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Queen of Wands reversed, and the Page of Cups reversed. So let me just focus in on these for a bit and see what overall vibes I'm getting from them. This collection of cards, I would say there is much that is trying to begin, that is trying to initiate, but is being somewhat blocked by something. There's also this idea, especially when we look at the Six of Wands reversed and then the Queen of Wands reversed, of a need to cultivate more courage, I would say, a greater resolve and willingness to sort of push yourself to confront whatever you need to confront in the year of 2020. Let's see, with that Ace of Pentacles reversed, you might see some of the dark side of wealth throughout 2020. We could be talking the idea of shady dealings, of people that may be untrustworthy when it comes to money, whether you were dealing with them directly or indirectly, perhaps you just know of them. But again, we have the Six of Wands reversed showing up and Queen of Wands reversed. The cards are really calling on you, it does appear, I believe, to be more courageous, exercise more courage and resolve in 2020. And then lastly, when we look at the Page of Cups reversed, well, this can be a couple different things. It's often a sign of like a lover that's trying to appear, but with this general of a reading, that's going to vary obviously widely amongst the earth signs out there. But it can also be like some creative new beginning that is trying to happen, trying to move into form, but the reversal is like saying the energy is blocked. And so I would say the message there is try not to let your energy be blocked. And also, if this Page of Cups ends up being a person that you encounter, which it might be since it's a court card, and with it being the Page of Cups, it may be a water sign, that's Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. When we see the Page of Cups reverse, sometimes we see people who are emotionally immature. And so beware that you may, I think at least some, maybe even a substantial amount of the earth signs watching out there may have to deal with the challenge of an emotionally insecure person in 2020, or someone who is perhaps manipulative or uses their emotions to sort of get what they want from other people, that sort of thing. So do be aware of that, and don't be afraid to, take the Six of Wands, for example, reversed and turn it upright and, take on that enemy, show them who's boss, basically. All right, so moving on to air. Let me just get these cards situated here. Again, you got the Queen of Cups reversed. Oh, and For those who don't know, air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You got the Queen of Cups reversed, the Nine of Swords, the King of Swords reversed, and the Empress reversed. Ooh, very interesting. So let me take in the energy of this combination real quick and then give you my interpretation. Well, there's likely something trying to cloud your judgment in 2020, especially with that King of Swords reversed, is saying that clear thinking is not as likely here, and so you want to try to cultivate that. That Queen of Cups reversed could be suggesting that it needs to be of like an intellectual understanding of emotions, because Queen of Cups reversed is essentially blocked energy of emotions, to kind of oversimplify it. However, it's interesting also that you got the Nine of Swords, because while this card can, I guess, often enough indicate trouble, shock, and worry, as the imagery suggests, being awake late at night, unable to sleep because you're worried about things. The way that I often see it come up over and over again, and maybe this is just my interpretation, but this is how I often read this card, is the idea of a spiritual awakening due to a rather challenging situation, essentially. And so it may be a little bit of both, basically, for you air signs out there. Like, it may be that there are things that are keeping you awake at night and that you're worried about and whatnot throughout different parts of 2020, but it's facilitating a spiritual awakening, essentially. In other words, these things are happening for a reason and are elevating you to a new level of consciousness. And of course, I would say that would be your challenge, is to sort of take that and run with it as best as you can. Let's see here. It's interesting also that you, of course, got the Empress reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed. So I would say there might be some difficult, like, female or feminine energies that you encounter in 2020. So I would say be concerned about that. Of course, to be fair, you also got the King of Swords reversed, one of the masculine court cards. So there might be a masculine person or energy that you conflict with as well. But just outlining the possibilities here. With the Empress reverse in particular, though, that's a very interesting sort of choice that the cards are giving us, because, well, this card can be like, abundance and blessings trying to come in, but again, we see a blockage with that reversal. It could be, how do I put this? Sort of the sadness or emptiness or roughness that you can feel in life when the sort of natural abundance and beauty that you kind of feel like more or less should be there is not there in life, if that makes sense. So that could be a challenge. The Empress card, what does it really tell us to help remedy that? Well, it tells us to try to bring that energy more into your life, try to get out into nature a little bit more, try to bring more beauty deliberately into your life, indulge in all those Venusian things that rule that card: art and music, and your social life and your love life, talk to people, interact, get out there, that sort of thing. Do what you can to bring beauty and love and all of that, sweet Venus stuff, maybe some like delicious food as well, perhaps, into your life more. So that's more or less what we have there for air. All right, and finally for water, again, that governs the signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. You got the Two of Cups reversed. You got Justice reversed. You got the Knight of Swords. And you got the Three of Cups. Interesting stuff. You got the elements of air and water for your element of water. So let me just take in this group of cards real quick and give you my interpretation. The most obvious thing is that you're having air and water activated. That's your mental world and your emotional world, respectively. There appears to be the possibility or perhaps even probability of some level of injustice or difficulty with another person, especially a close friend and or partner, as we see with the Two of Cups reversed and we see with Justice reversed, implying that there's someone that perhaps normally you would have a deep connection with, but there's something that's interfering with that. However, on the positive side, you have the Three of Cups upright saying that, oh, you're supported, though. You're supported by close friends and perhaps a bit of a social group there. But what's interesting also in connection with that is this Knight of Swords energy. The Knight's always being about extremes. And so it's as if the Knight of Swords here is suggesting to you, and perhaps as a way of helping you get through these other challenges with another person who is close to you or whatever form that takes, to really focus on things. Well, it could be one of two ways. I think with Justice reversed, it's the first one, but that would be focused on things in a much more intellectual way, a much more mental and logical way. Take the Knight of Swords, scientific genius, his passion for the intellect, his passion for knowledge and such things. This is the fiery aspect of air, this card, the Knight of Swords. And so it's like having passion and enthusiasm for the mental world and the logical world. And so looking at this fundamental stuff, I think, can be very helpful. And Justice reversed also encourages you to look at things logically. However, if by some chance, now this would not be common for the typical water sign, but maybe you're a water sign who has a lot of air in your chart. If by some chance you think maybe you're looking at things a little too logically, a little too mentally, then the suggestion with the Knight of Swords would be to look at things perhaps more intuitively. Don't go to that intellectual extreme. Look at things a little more emotionally. But like I said, I think for the vast majority of you, the overall recommendation is to look at things more mentally. Now, let's see here. Is there anything else we should say? Well, I guess there's a couple of things. The Two of Cups, different people have different opinions on this card. Some say that it's so positive that even in its reversal, it's still going to be positive and indicative of some kind of connection. I don't know if that's true. Ultimately, it hasn't really shown itself to be at least 100% true in my experience with the cards, although maybe sometimes it can still be a positive card. Usually when I get this card reversed, it's talking about some kind of like disappointments or even sadness and things not working out in relationships. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. But again, on the other hand, the good news with that is we go right from the Two of Cups to the Three of Cups upright, saying, oh, harmony with your social group and stuff like that. You may make new friends in 2020, that sort of thing. And well, let's also say, the Two of Cups reverse sometimes doesn't even have to be about another person. It can be about something that matters deeply to you that you feel like there's some kind of challenge with, essentially. And then finally, before I forget, Justice reversed can, as one might expect, sometimes indicate difficulties with like legal proceedings and courts and lawyers and stuff like that, things of that nature, and maybe unfair or unjust verdicts. And so if you're involved in any legal battles, I would say do exercise caution in that. But anyway, that's it. Those are the 4 elements. If you missed any of this, it will, of course, as always, be up on my channel after, so you can go back through. Fire, earth, air, water is the order in which I looked at these. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you all have a magnificent year of 2020. And hopefully I can return soon with more tarot readings, perhaps one for the month of January 2020. I like to do those monthly ones when I can. And I don't know if we'll look at the 4 elements for that or 1 card for each sign or what we'll do, but we'll figure that out and do that when the time comes. So thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year. And in 2020, may you be in your element. Bye for now.